Welcome back to Buckle Up Garage. I am Corey, and today we're going to be doing a short unboxing video of a specialty tool that I needed to get my hands on for rebuilding the 727 Torqueflite transmission. And it is for disassembling the front clutch assembly, forward clutch assembly. It's for compressing the piston to get the snap ring off. And I've seen a lot of guys use tools that they seem to struggle with. And hopefully the one that I picked up is not only less of a pain in the butt, but is also considerably cheaper from what I'm finding out. Let's take a look at it and see how this works. All right, here we have the front clutch assembly or forward clutch assembly. This is OEM. There's nothing special about it. It is a 4-disc clutch. You can modify these to add a 5th or even up to a 6th clutch plate if you've got higher horsepower levels than what I've got. Like I said before, my engine's maybe making 350 horse. So I'm going to rebuild it just like you see it. To get this apart, there's a snap ring that needs to come out at the very top. That allows you to remove the upper, I guess you could call this the piston. That's what's pressing down on the clutches or giving the places for the clutches to press onto. And then you've got the steel and friction clutch discs behind that. Once you've got that assembly out, you need to compress this outer ring to take tension off the snap ring on the center of the hub so you can get to the springs that are behind it and the seals. There's also a bushing here that I'm going to have to look into finding out how these get pressed out and replaced. I mean, this one's a little discolored, but I'm not picking up on any scratches that I would say would make this unusable. But if having that changed out is something I can have done or I can figure out how to do quite easily, I'm going to do it. So let's show you the tool that I bought. Okay, here's what I purchased. Found this on Amazon. This is going to work with just about any transmission I think I'm ever going to come across. In the Ford line, it works with the ATX, the AOD, AODE, C4, C5, C6, the GM line, the 4L60, 4L60E, 4L65E, 4L70. It says it fits the GM 700R4, but it must be used out of the case. I guess I would think all of these would have to be used out of the case. And for fitment wise, for my purposes, it is listed as working for the Chrysler Torqueflite 904 and 727. So let's get this thing apart and see how it works. All right, first things first, let's get that outer snap ring off. I got my microfiber towels down here trying to keep it clean and they're sticking to everything. So I think I'm going to ditch that and just go with the cardboard on my bench. Keep those for wiping my hands off. So you can see there is the outer snap ring. There are a couple of provisions on this to get a screwdriver in here and work that spring up. So let's pull that out real quick. As easy as that. And we're going to pull out the clutch plates. It'll be interesting to see what kind of shape these things are in. Quite honestly, because I did find some wear and tear on one of the drums that, or I should say, one of the bands that I'm a little concerned about. Clutches actually don't look too bad. I mean, you can still see the the serrated parts of them. Grab one of these rags. There's a little discoloration to the steels. I don't know how well you can see that, but we're going to get into that more in a different video. Right now we're just concerned about getting this thing apart and showing you how that tool works. I noticed that the legs have two different positions. I'm going to assume that is because different transmissions have different requirements as to where this is going to go. I think I'm going to back this all the way out. And use the tallest position. And up a little bit higher. And it should be just about perfect. All right, I'm gonna change camera positions here so you guys can see this a little better. All right, hang tight. All right, so we have it semi-positioned. There's a little bit of work to, get the legs or arms, whatever you want to call these, in place. You want to make sure you're clear of the snap ring and only pressing down on the outer retaining ring. And you do need to kind of hold this in place. Let's start cranking that down, and it should start putting some pressure on that ring. Go slow. Adjust as you need to. It looks pretty good right about there. We are clear of the snap ring. We are pretty firmly on the retainer. So let's give her a crank. Feel it compressing. Yep, I can move the snap ring around, so let's just get in here and spread that apart. It's much like a piston ring, for those of you that have played inside the internals of an engine. There's the snap ring. Now I should be able to back this off, take the pressure off of it. I got a feeling my arm is completely in the way, but it's the way it's going to have to go. And I am going to say already, this has worked way better than the ones that I've seen guys using in a couple of the videos that I watched. There is no sketchiness to this. So this out of the way. So now this retaining ring comes off. You have access to the springs. There should be 9 of them in sets of 3. With those out of the way, then the piston should come out. Come on. There it goes. So inside of the drum, this is the seal that needs to be replaced on the piston. And that is all there is to disassembling the forward or front clutch assembly. So in conclusion, I'm pretty damn happy with what I purchased. I don't know if I'm ever going to be doing another transmission, but if I do, I've got one, or if I have a buddy that's doing it, I've got this I can borrow to him. This ran $26.99. I found it on Amazon, and it got to me within 24 hours, delivered on a Sunday. This is part number T0158, nondescript company that sells it, but I am quite happy with it. It worked pretty damn well. The alternatives that I found are either the factory issued tool from Miller that is running, you know, anywhere from $200 to $230. There's no way in hell I was spending that much. That's damn near what I paid for the rebuild kit for the transmission. The one that I saw people struggling with, I can't say that I found a part number specifically for that one or a manufacturer that is responsible for it, but it is what I call the coat hanger compressor. A couple people I watched either had to be modified or it just struggled to stay secure, and those I'm seeing, cheapest I saw was $55. Most of them run closer to $100. So I can't really see a reason why you'd ever want to use anything but this. Maybe in a high performance application it's not strong enough, but for just a guy in his garage rebuilding a transmission, it worked great. So I do appreciate you tuning in. Like I said, just a short video to show what I ran into in the middle of rebuilding this transmission. So stay tuned, there's going to be more to this, but I do appreciate it. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you have not. Share it with your friends, and you know, take a look around at my other videos. You know, I've got multiple things out there, either car shows, Mecum auctions, working on my own stuff that you might find interesting. But I do appreciate it, and until the next installment, later.